hand.
Hand. Good. Oh, I can change the color. Blue. Oh, I can erase a little bit at a time. Oh, snaps. Oh, okay. Okay, all of it. Hello. Teacher LaShundra here. My name is Teacher LaShundra. My microphone. Oh, I have to press start. Okay. Okay,
Hello.
hello.
Yeah, it's that whole, I can't see you just yet until you click that button, but that's great.
Okay.
Surprise. Hi.
Hello. Yeah,
Hi,
I thought everything was good, then I saw the little hand going.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's got to give you that, so you're like, push the button. Yes, well, my name is Amber. What is your name?
It's LaShundra.
LaShundra, nice to meet you. Thank you for joining me, by the way.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thank you. I'm actually a teacher here at GogoKid, so I know what it's like to be on the other side of this interview process. But I am also an interview facilitator for the company. So I will facilitate this interview, and then GogoKid will record it. They will review that back to make a decision on your candidacy. So just want to make sure that you are comfortable with that before we get started.
Okay. Yes.
All right. Very good. Well, I'd love to find out where in the world you are located and how you heard about GogoKid.
Yes, I'm in Oklahoma,
Right.
in
Awesome.
the United States, and so
Yeah.
and I actually heard about through other teachers, social
Yeah.
media.
Very good. Now, are you teaching online ESL now?
Yes,
Okay. Who do you teach for, and how long have you been online teaching?
I'm with Dada, and I've
Mm-hmm.
been teaching online for about 3 years.
So you've been doing this for a long time. That's awesome. This
Yes,
ESL
ma'am.
space, very good. So you know the drill. You know what this is all about already. Can you talk a little bit about your experience outside of the online ESL world? Is there any other experience with children in particular that you want the company to be aware of?
Yes, ma'am. I'm actually a certified teacher for the public school system in Oklahoma,
Awesome.
and I've taught public school for 7 years. Prior to that, I taught in the child development field, preschool field. I did that
Yeah.
for 8 years prior to that, so
Wow.
it's kind of been my life.
You've been teaching forever in some capacity. So you taught pre-K for eight years?
Yes, the preschool, so 3 and
Pre
4-year-olds for
Wow.
8
Okay.
years.
Wow, 8 years. Okay, so I'm making a note of that too. For 8 years. Wow, that's a lot of teaching. So you've been teaching a long time. Great. That certainly means you're very comfortable with children.
Yes.
Now, what is your highest degree, a college degree that you've earned so far?
I have a master's degree in
Okay.
curriculum and instruction with emphasis on teacher leadership.
Oh, awesome. And then what is, do you happen to have an ESL certification as well, like a TESOL, a TEFL, anything like that?
TESOL certified. Yes,
You
ma'am.
do. Thank you very much. And now we all must have one, right?
Right.
Well, very good. Thank you for sharing a little bit about your background. Let me share with you just briefly what you can expect from me in the demo, and then we'll jump right into that demo in a moment. So
Okay.
I will become your student, of course. I'll be in character, so I'm going to be acting like a 5-year-old Chinese student with very minimal English fluency. The student in this level really is a beginner. Think of it like a kindergarten level here at GogoKid. So they are going to probably be in that 4 to 5-year-old age range. They are not going to have much, if any, fluency in English. So with that being said, GogoKid likes to see a lot of TPR and body language, sort of those visual cues that help that student make sense of what we're saying when they don't understand yet. They are also going to be particularly honed in on your ability to get student output. They want that student talking at least 50% of the class time. Now, in this level, they're not conversating since they don't have a lot of fluency, but GogoKid wants to make sure that we're eliciting plenty of output from at least getting them to repeat what we're teaching, right? The words and the sentences, giving them lots of repetition there. They are very honed in to that output. It is a big deal. I am stressing this because in this platform, because it's interactive and obviously clicking and getting them interacting with the courseware is key. It's not as important as the speaking part is. So even on those slides like the games, like the I Spy game that's in here, we still need to, even though there's not words there to teach, we want to get them, of course, clicking, but we also need to get them giving some repetition there too. So just wanted you to know how much emphasis GogoKid puts on that student output. They only need a 10-minute sample of your teaching style and your natural teaching pace for the purposes of the demo. So I do set a 10-minute timer here at my desk. Once you begin to start teaching the lesson, that's when I will start that 10-minute timer. But it is not a pacing timer, even though you and I know how important pacing is, right? In a actual 25-minute lesson, that is certainly very important to GogoKid. But for the purposes of the demo, the idea here is that they want to get a sense of how you would be teaching if you were in a 25-minute class, not if you're cramming to rush through it to the end goal just to finish this demo. So wherever you are in the end of this 10 minutes is perfectly fine. You certainly don't want to be on slide 2 after 10 minutes, but you get the drift, right?
Right.
I just wanted you to know that if you're not finished with the lesson in 10 minutes, that's perfectly fine. Most people don't finish it in 10 minutes. You may, and that's okay too. I just wanted you to know that so you just didn't feel rushed there. So when that timer ends, I will stop you there so that you and I have a few moments to talk about the pay and to talk about the next steps with GogoKid. The last thing just to touch on very quickly is about that toolbar that you see at the top of your screen. The students don't actually have that toolbar on their screen. They do not see a toolbar at all, actually. So they are only able to use the tool that you have selected on your toolbar. If you have the pencil tool selected, they can use the pencil at that given time. If you have the pointer arrow tool selected like it's selected now, that tool allows you or the student to click the animations. So if you say, Amber, click the hand, that pointer arrow tool would need to be selected on your toolbar or I will not be able to use it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you're in control, basically. If you say, Amber, draw a line, if it's not on the pencil, I will not, on your toolbar, I will not be able to use that. So you're managing what tool is selected on your toolbar based on what you or I need at that time. So that's a bit of a key piece of information, yes?
Yes, as well as the colors, right?
Yeah, the colors, the student can see colors on their side. You don't have to change your color unless you just want to. I do have the ability, if you select the pencil, a little color circle pops up on my screen where I could change my color, but only if you have your pencil selected. So if you said, Amber, use the green line, I could change my color if you have the pencil tool selected. But certainly you don't have to get into all that today, changing colors, unless you just want to do that. Now, the in-class reward is a crystal. You can give the student 5 crystals for doing a good job during the class. To award them one, you would just hover your mouse over where you see my face. It's usually the student's face there, and you'll see in the center that crystal icon that you can click on when you want to award them one. Now, GogoKid does require us to use a secondary reward also, or a supplemental reward. So if you've got one prepared, they would love to see you kind of incorporate both so they can just see how you might do that in a real class. Do you have any questions about the platform or the tools before we get started? Since you're a teaching veteran.
This is my first time on a platform this interactive.
Yeah, it's different, right? I mean, there's a lot going on. I will say they don't expect perfection. You will get it more fluidly once you get used to it. But it's certainly a lot more to manage in the beginning when you're learning the platform, for sure.
Okay. I think
you're going to give it a go.
It's been answered. I think
I'm ready. All right. You're like, ready as I'll ever be. That's how I felt too. All right. Well, when you're ready, the moment that you begin to greet me as the teacher, that's when I'll start that 10-minute timer I was talking about, and we can get started.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. My name is LaLa.
LaLa.
What's your name?
Amber.
Oh, hello. My name is LaLa.
Oh,
what's
LaLa.
Hello. What's your name? My name is Arnold. Hello, Arnold.
Hello.
My name is Amber.
My name Amber.
Good. My name is Amber.
My name is Amber.
Yes, good job, Amber. Yeah, you did it. Good. Ooh, look, Amber. Hmm? What do you see?
See.
Look. Hand.
Can.
Yes. Whoop. Can you click the hand?
Click.
Yes. Good job. Ding, 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 ding. Whoa. You get a panda. Good job.
Ah.
High five, Amber. Bloop, 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 bloop. Very good. Mm. Are you ready?
Ready.
Let's go. Hmm.
Hand.
Hannah.
Hand.
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 You're doing good. Good. Okay, Amber. Hand.
Hand.
Yes. Good job. Woohoo. Yes. Look. Oh.
Arm.
Hmm. Arm.
Arm. Can you circle the arm?
Arm.
Arm. Circle.
Hmm.
Arm.
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 Yes, good. High five. Bloop, 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 bloop. Yes, good job. Okay. What is it?
Hand.
Yes, hand.
Hand.
Good. Circle. Circle. The hand. Yes. Whoa.
Hmm.
What is it?
Hand.
Good. Yes. Good job. Good job. Okay. Hand.
Hand.
Can you click boop, the hand? Oops. Good. You did it. Good job.
Arm.
You're doing good. Good. Arm.
Arm.
Good. Arm.
Arm.
Click. Boop. Click. Arm. Yes. Good job. You did it. Oh. Hello, Panda.
Hello.
Arm.
Arm.
Good job. And
Hand.
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 Yes. Good. Ooh. Whoa. Head.
Hand.
Head.
Head.
Good. Hand.
Hand.
Head.
Head.
Good. Can you click the head? Head.
Head.
Wow. Good. Bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah. One,
One.
two,
Two.
oh, three.
Three.
Yes. Good job. High five. Bloop, 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 bloop. Good job, Amber. Whoa. Hand.
Hand.
Where is the hand?
Hand.
Yes, good. You get it. You did it. Good. What is it?
Arm.
Ooh, close. Arm.
Arm.
Where is the arm? Let's see. Oh, I see it. Ooh, where is the arm?
Arm. Arm.
Click. Doop.
Arm.
Yes! Amber! Good job! Yes! What is... Oh, can you find the butterfly?
Fly.
Oh, butterfly.
Fly.
Close. Butterfly.
Butterfly.
Yes! Oh, can you circle? Let's see. Circle. Wow! Yes! You got it! Good! Good job! Let's look. Look. This.
This is his arm.
This is arm.
Close. This is his arm.
This is arm.
You're doing good. This.
This is his arm.
This is his arm.
Yes, good. Good job. What do you see?
See arm.
Yeah, I see his arm.
His arm.
Yeah, you got it. Good. Good job.
All right.
Okay.
There's our timer. How did you feel?
It was fun. There
It's
was a
fun.
couple of times I was like, "Ooh, the cursor."
Oh, that is always the challenge, right? Getting used to switching it back and forth. And totally get it. Do not worry. I thought you had excellent enthusiasm and engagement with the student. I really liked your use of the puppet. You were doing really great with TPR and modeling, which is so important to GogoKid. You were getting the student output, which is good. I think a couple of times it was a little confusing maybe on what you were asking, but I think you were trying to figure out, okay, wait a minute, what's going on with the tools? So maybe after you get a little bit more comfortable with that, that'll all start to make more sense too. And that you were getting good student output. Just know that also GogoKid wants us to incorporate teaching that student how to give a complete sentence answer. For example, if that student has mastered hand and arm, right, now they know what those objects are. And by maybe the middle of the lesson, you say, what do you see, like here? And they say, arm. I'll say, very good. I see an arm, right? Teach them how to give you the answer in a complete sentence instead of just vocab. Or if you say, what is this? And they say, arm. This is an arm, right? So as much as you can lace that into your teaching,
Right.
GogoKid is actually telling parents that we are going to start introducing them to that in this level so that they can not just know vocabulary, but have something that they can use, right? And
Right.
of course, if you have a student that can barely say hand or arm, which you might have once in a while, probably not going to be able to get them to do that maybe until a few lessons and they get more comfortable. But anytime you see a student is repeating the words well or knows the words to say, and that's when we can start kind of introducing them to, good, this is a whatever, right? And giving them that ability. Now, let me share with you a little bit about our pay structure. Our base pay, it ranges from $7 to $10. That's per 25-minute lesson. We also offer incentive pay here. If you're earning that incentive pay, if you're meeting that incentive metric rather, then you'll be earning the incentive pay in addition to base pay. Our incentive is based on a credit score system here. So if you are hired with GogoKid, right off the bat, you start with a 100-point credit score. Every single teacher that's hired starts with 100 points as soon as they're hired. Then every 3 classes that you teach, that will earn you 1 credit score point. So teach 3 classes, get a credit score point. Teach another 3 classes, then you're at 2. Teach another 3, you're at 3, right? So that's how you can earn some credit score points. Also, every single 5-star parent review that you get from a parent will earn you a credit score point for each 5-star parent review. So every 3 classes earns you 1 credit score point, and every single 5-star parent review earns you a credit score point. So you start with 100. As you're teaching and getting great parent feedback, your credit score is moving up, right? If you're only teaching 2 classes every week, it's going to take a little while longer to get your credit score moving. But the idea is that once you've earned 110 credit score points, you will unlock that 10% incentive pay. So that'd be 10% paid on top of your base pay for every class that you teach, as long as you maintain that credit score, which is really awesome. Every class, as long as you have that credit score. Now, it does get better. So once you earn 120 credit score points, then you unlock the 25% incentive pay instead. That 25% on top of base pay for every class that you teach is really substantial. And so the idea is to maintain the credit score, meaning your credit score doesn't start over every month, which is really great. But there are things that can negatively impact your credit score, like a teacher no-show, for example. If you didn't show up to class, that would be a 5-point credit score deduction. If you were booked for a class and you didn't show up, that would deduct some points from your credit score. So you want to try to maintain that, right? To keep your beautiful 25%. It's easy to do. If you know the things that negatively impact your credit score right up front, you can kind of prepare in that regard. And I'll tell you that if you are hired with GogoKid, make sure to read that credit score incentive information section. If you read nothing else, you read that inside and out, because that's the information that's really good to know, that those things that could negatively impact it. There's nothing tricky in there. It's all things that are standard in any ESL contract. But just so you can know right up front what those are, and you can avoid them. And then, of course, you can also see how quick you can start forecasting getting that 25% as well. But going back to base pay, the 7 to 10 per 25-minute lesson. What is the base pay rate that you're hoping to be offered if they make you an offer here at GogoKid?
I'm hoping for 9 to 10.
All right, I'll make a note of that.
Is that realistic?
Honestly, I'm not privy to what they offer. I will tell you that they have told us transparently that if anybody's expecting 10, to let them know that they don't generally start anyone at 10 and max out their base pay in that first contract. But that range I will make a note of, so that they have that. Now, what you can expect from GogoKid is pretty straightforward. They are going to review your interview video within a few business days usually, and then they will respond back via email with any feedback, of course, and any of those next steps that you can prepare for. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions?
So the only negative thing basically was I waited too long to introduce sentences, right?
Well, the sentence teaching them how to respond in a complete sentence. You'll just want to add that in for sure, and teach them how they can not only say the vocab word, but now respond to your question with that complete sentence answer. I thought, be real mindful. One other thing of listening to their phonic sound. So if I say han and you don't hear that D, even if you're not sure, make them repeat it. Hand. right? You
Right.
were doing that really well with when I was saying R instead of arm. But be real mindful of those phonics, those synthetic phonic sounds. If you hear them saying it and you're like, well, they might be saying it, but I can't really tell, I make them say it again until I hear
Right.
that. And then
Emphasis.
if
Yes.
if I don't hear it, I'll say hand, and then see if they'll do it. And then they'll usually go hand, right in your face. Like, exactly right. At least you got it,
Yeah.
right?
Good job.
You'll you'll get really good feedback from parents from those corrections. They want us every sound. If we don't hear something, we want to be
Yes.
positive and excited and motivate them, but we've got to correct those sounds, and you'll get great feedback for those things when you're correcting those little sounds that you're not hearing, and for getting that complete sentence feedback. But otherwise, I thought you did a really good job.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
All
excited.
right.
I'll be checking my inbox.
All right. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I hope you have a good week.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. You guys saw it. So that was my feedback. I waited too long to introduce full sentences. So I guess, I guess I got a little, I don't know, I changed my strategy a little bit. You should have, let me turn this camera on so you guys can see me. Dun, dun, dun. You should have seen, okay, the props that I had, because you don't have to use this many props, but you saw I used my fans. I had these were my reward systems, busting out with the fans. I use this because it's different. I know that I'm confident that there has not been another teacher that has came on with paper fan rewards. So I'm hoping when they review my interview, they were like, what? She busted out with the paper fans. I'm hoping that I get favor in that department. And so I had the paper fans, and you guys saw I busted out the butterfly because I looked through and I saw that there was a butterfly, and it said if you have time, expand, and they can click on something else. And I wanted to point out the butterfly because later there's a slide that talks about the butterfly. Have them count the butterflies. And so when she said that I'm not expected to get through it, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get to that slide. I even had the microphone because at the end, towards the end, there's a song where it says let's sing, and it, even though the music is singing, I still have my microphones like I had it ready, the microphone. You saw my little clapper, the hand, I had the hand. And then when we were gonna say this is her hand, this is her arm, I had my little puppet girl ready to go for her hand. This is her hand, or this is her arm. Then I was going to say, oh, this is her hand. I had that ready to go. Then I had the little man for his. This is his arm. This is his hand. You guys, when you guys are interviewing, you have to be like overly abundantly prepared. Like I use like so many props, okay? You don't even have to have this many props. And then I even had this to see, if I was like, yeah, good job. But instead I just cheered. I even had, okay, look, the pom-poms in case I would have time to reach down and be like, yeah. But it's so interactive and there's so much to do with the clicking that I was like, okay, until I get used to this, all this reaching down and all this other stuff would distract me from where I need to click. So I didn't do that. But, and then you saw that I had, countless props. Arm. Yeah. Hello, Panda. And then, yeah, I was ready. You hear me? So I'm just waiting for my email. Let's see what they say. I'm hoping that I get some good news. And let's see. So you guys saw it there. That's what the interview process was like. It was really quick. It went by, it was a 25-minute interview, really. 25 minutes. It went by really fast. So be prepared. Dress nice. They don't have like a color-coded dress code. They do want you to have a background ready to go. Have your background ready. Dress nice. And you guys see, I still had my my Dada shirt, and I just threw a sweater on top of it so I can look really nice. And yeah, that's what I done did. And so I'm going to give you a look at these slides. Here you go. So here are the slides so you can prepare yourself. So you saw this. This is where, and it even tells you, you saw in the interview, they even have the tips and, you know, the directions on screen. I don't think they have that. I don't know if they have that in a regular classroom when you're teaching or not. I wasn't going to ask that today. I didn't want to seem like I was not confident of my teaching skills. But, you know, later on down the road, I am confident that I will be given an offer. I'm confident of that. I'm hoping I get the 9 at least per class. So, you know, that's, you know, it's $18 per hour plus the incentive pay. And so I thought it'd be really good since GogoKid is really flexible. Their scheduling is very, very flexible. Is flexible like VIP Kid, and so I wanted to try it. You saw the slide with the hand. They give you the directions here. Ask the student what he sees. Ask the student to click the big hand and the boy to start the animation. And you saw what happens when you click the hand. So there, let me slow it down a little bit. So it tells you the directions down here. So it's pretty cool. I've never, you know, been on a platform that's so interactive. Magic Ears is interactive, but I don't know. You know, Magic Ears offered me a contract, but something, I don't know, you know, like, I know it's fun and all to have multiple kids, but I was just like, why would I get paid the same amount of money to deal with multiple children when I can get paid the same amount of money to deal with one? You know what I mean? Like, I feel that if you have more kids, the pay should increase. That's just, you know, that's just what I think. That's just, you know, my personal preference. Some of you may feel differently, but you guys, you know, this is my preference, mine. So then the matching game, you saw how I played that game. The I Spy, they really focused on hand and arm, and then I threw in the butterfly. Now, you didn't see much past this one. You didn't see much past. So this is his arm. And it tells you to click on, I was trying to read the directions so I could remember what to do. Click on the egg and then click on the boy. And when I was going through this reviewing, like, I was like, the boy, this is the boy, right? Like, this thing right here has a skirt. But I guess it's a fairy boy and fairy boys wear skirts. I don't know. I guess they all wear skirts since they're fairies. I have no idea. But I thought that was, I was like, what? Click on the boy, because when I was clicking on this boy right here, nothing was happening. But then when I clicked on what I thought was a little fairy girl with short hair, that's when I was like, either it's a misprint or that's a boy. All right, so this is the part that's, you know, let's learn. This is his hand. So you click on the speech bubble and the voice that you heard will read that. And I had it all ready to go where I was going to pretend to shake the panda's hand and say, this is his hand. I was going to reiterate that. We were going to practice the sentence. And I was going to even say, what is it? And then have them say, this is, or I'm going to say, what is this? This is his hand. You know, have them do that. So if you make it that far, you heard her feedback. They want them sentences. I said them, you guys. This is after hours. So when I'm speaking with my peers, my English tends to be improper. They want the sentences to be introduced to the students kind of early on based off of their abilities. So I'm glad that you guys got that feedback from my error. I didn't wait. I didn't do that right off. Even when I saw that the child was capable, I waited until the lesson started to introduce sentences. Seeing that she said she's a 5-year-old with very limited English, so I was like, okay, I'm going to keep it simple. So that kind of threw me off a little bit. But you guys, now you know what to do. And see, you see, this is why I had the paper fan butterflies. It says, say the sentences and ask the student to repeat after you. Ask the student what he or she sees. Draw lines to match. Yes, and so it says count the butterflies and identify their colors. Now, of course, for the sake of teaching this, I said butterfly instead of saying butterflies because, you know, in America, we use that schwa. You guys know what the schwa is. We're just, you know, typically lazy speakers where we blend those letters together. They kind of blend and make a whole different sound. So instead of saying butterflies, I said butterfly. So be sure to enunciate correctly when you're teaching. That's one tip that I have for you. And then review. So I was going to review arm and show the arm, hand and show the hand. This is his arm, and have the student repeat while I show, you know, my prop with the arm. This is her hand, and I was going to show my prop with the hand and then say thank you. Thank you, Amber. Yay. That's how I was going to do that. Let's sing. And then when you click, there was actually music that played. It was really cool, some music that played, and it sang dun, 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 let's sing dun, dun, dun. And so the music sang for you. And you guys, you get to enter the classroom 30 minutes before class time to practice and play around with the functions. They even have an AR function, as you saw, where I was playing around, putting some cat ears and whiskers. And I thought that's cute. I've never been on a platform where that was built in. So I thought that was super, super cute. So at least you got to see the slides. There are 12 slides in total. And then when I got to this, I was gonna do the goodbye, goodbye. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. And I was gonna have Arnold practice with me. And I'll show you what that was going to look like here real quick. Okay, so I was gonna have Arnold all ready to go when we did the goodbye. So this is how you put your puppet on. You're like, good job. So I'm putting my puppet on. You don't see it. I go, oh, it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye. I'll see you next time. Next time. Good. Goodbye. Goodbye. And that's how I was going to do my goodbye. But as you saw, I didn't get that far. Because she wanted to they wanted to see my technique. They didn't want to see the pacing and how quick I can get through. You know, in the classroom, as she stated, when you're in the class, it's important to get through. But for the purpose of the interview, they wanted to see technique. So, there you go. And from what I saw, the next stage would be orientation. I think it said like orientation. And then it's signing the contract. The contract is the last thing. So you have orientation and you have the contract. That's the last thing that you do. So, I hope this was helpful for you. Wish me the best and TTFN.